A world of primulas, my exploration of a diverse genus. As a plant enthusiast, I, Ferbu, am constantly drawn to the incredible diversity and beauty of the natural world. One genus that has always held a special fascination for me is Primula, the primroses. These charming plants, with their vibrant colors and delicate blooms, have captivated gardeners and botanists for centuries. I've spent countless hours exploring their varied forms and habitats, and I'm eager to share my knowledge and appreciation for this remarkable genus. A diverse and widespread family. Primula is a large genus belonging to the Primulaceae family. It encompasses over 500 species, making it one of the most diverse plant genera in the world. These species are predominantly found in the temperate regions of the Northern Hemisphere, with a particular concentration in the Himalayas. From woodlands and meadows to alpine slopes and stream banks, primulas have adapted to a wide range of environments. This diversity is reflected in their appearance, with flowers ranging in color from the classic yellow of the common primrose to the deep reds, blues, and purples of rarer varieties. FAQs. What color is primrose? Primroses are tricksters. I thought I knew for sure they were a pale yellow, like the sunshine peeking through buttercup leaves. But then I saw a whole patch of them in the park last week, and some were a soft, dusty pink, like the blush on my grandma's cheeks. It turns out they come in all sorts of shades, which makes them even more delightful to find. What does primrose mean? Primroses have always felt like a symbol of fresh starts to me. Maybe it's because they're some of the first flowers to pop up after winter, bursting forth with these sunshine yellow blooms. Finding a patch of primroses hidden amongst the dead leaves always fills me with a surge of optimism. Like, hey, even after all that cold and darkness, here comes beauty again. Are primrose deer resistant? That's a tricky one. The gardening books say primrose are supposed to be deer resistant. But let me tell you, those darn deer can be sneaky. Last year, I planted a whole row of primroses along the fence, thinking they'd be safe. Imagine my disappointment when I woke up one morning to find half of them nibbled down to the nubs. Maybe it depends on how hungry the deer are, or maybe my primroses just looked extra delicious. Either way, I'm definitely trying some deer repellent spray this year. How much is primrose? The price of primrose depends on what you're looking for. Here in my experience, primrose plants. These can vary depending on the variety and size, but I've seen them at garden centers for anywhere between $5 for a small pot up to $20 for a larger, more established plant. Evening primrose oil. This supplement is usually pretty affordable. I found a bottle of 100 capsules at the drugstore for around $10. Primrose daycare. Primrose schools are a daycare chain, and their prices definitely aren't one size fits all. I haven't looked into daycare recently myself, but from what I've heard online, it can be on the expensive side. How to care for primrose indoors. Keeping my little primrose pals happy indoors can be a bit of a balancing act. Here's what I've learned through trial and error. Sunshine is key, but not too much. They love bright indirect light, like a spot next to a sunny window with a sheer curtain. Too much direct sun can scorch the blooms, turning those pretty petals brown and crispy. Water, everywhere. Primroses are thirsty fellows, so I like to keep the soil moist but not soggy. Sticking my finger in the soil to check dryness is my best gauge. If it feels dry to the first knuckle, it's watering time. Think cool and crisp. Hot and stuffy rooms are the enemy. My primroses perk up the most when the house is around 60 to 65 degrees Fahrenheit, 15 to 18 degrees Celsius. If it gets too warm, the flowers tend to wilt. Beware the root rot monster. Overwatering is a surefire way to invite root rot, which can be deadly. I learned this the hard way after one of my primroses turned all droopy despite seemingly having enough water. Now I wait until the top inch of soil dries out before giving it a drink. Bonus tip, I've found that placing the pot on a pebble tray filled with water helps raise the humidity around the plant, which primroses seem to love. Is primrose toxic to cats? Oh dear, this is where things get a little fuzzy. I would definitely err on the side of caution and keep primrose out of reach of any feline friends. The ASPCA lists primrose as toxic to cats, although some sources say the effects are mild. Here's the thing, I wouldn't risk it. My cat, Luna, is a curious little explorer and loves to nibble on anything green that catches her eye. Primrose might be beautiful, but it's not worth the worry of an upset tummy or worse for Luna. Better to be safe than sorry, right? Is Primrose invasive? Primrose can be a double-edged sword on the invasiveness front. It depends on the specific type of primrose and where you live. The classic primroses with the cheerful yellow blooms I adore are usually well-behaved. But some varieties, like the evening primrose, can be real escape artists. They spread like crazy with their prolific seeds, and before you know it, they're popping up everywhere in your garden, even in unwanted spots. The best thing to do is check with your local gardening experts or extension office before planting. They can tell you which primrose varieties are safe to plant in your area and won't turn into botanical bullies. A closer look at Primula species. The sheer variety within the Primula genus is truly astounding. Primula vulgaris, the common primrose, a familiar sight in woodlands and hedgerows across Europe. Its pale yellow flowers are a cheerful harbinger of spring. Plant FAQs. Primrose, Primula vulgaris. Primula varies. The cowslip, another European native, with clusters of fragrant yellow flowers that bloom in spring. Primula auricula. The auricula, a popular garden plant with velvety flowers in a wide array of colors, often with contrasting eyes. Primula japonica. The Japanese primrose, a moisture-loving species with tiered whorls of flowers in shades of pink, purple, and white. Primula vialii. The Vile's primrose, a unique species with conical spikes of red buds that open to reveal lavender flowers. Primula denticulata. The drumstick primula, recognizable by its spherical clusters of purple, pink, or white flowers. See full list at monsteraholic.com. The allure of primulas. What is it about primulas that makes them so captivating? For me, it's a combination of factors. Their early flowering period brings a much-needed splash of color after the long winter months. Their delicate beauty and intricate floral structures are a testament to the artistry of nature. And their adaptability to diverse environments speaks to their resilience and tenacity. Beyond their aesthetic appeal, primulas also hold cultural and historical significance. In many cultures, they are associated with spring, youth, and new beginnings. They have been featured in art and literature for centuries, symbolizing hope, love, and the ephemeral nature of beauty. Cultivating and conserving primulas. Many primula species are relatively easy to cultivate, making them a popular choice for gardens and rockeries. They thrive in moist, well-drained soil and prefer partial shade, although some species tolerate full sun. With proper care, they can provide years of enjoyment with their vibrant blooms. However, it's important to remember that some primula species are threatened in their natural habitats due to habitat loss and overcollection. As plant enthusiasts, we have a responsibility to support conservation efforts and ensure that these beautiful plants continue to thrive for generations to come. A lifelong passion, my fascination with primulas is an ongoing journey of discovery. I'm constantly learning about new species, exploring their unique adaptations, and marveling at their delicate beauty. I believe that these plants have much to teach us about the diversity and resilience of the natural world. I encourage everyone to take some time to appreciate the charm of primulas, whether in a garden, a wildflower meadow, or simply through the pages of a book.